Young people gathered to come up with comprehensive strategies, these with the hope of tackling socio-economic and political issues. Top issues include aged leaders that cling to power, small margins of women representation in both private and public sector, and limited access to quality healthcare services.
There are so many challenges that are facing Ugandan women and girls, and I think most of them actually cut across Africa. I would think, especially now that we are at a dialogue like this, one of the biggest challenges is representation for their voices, for their uniqueness, and generally for their lives. You know, we want Ugandan women living their full potentials, but when it comes to representation in so many areas, economic, social, and political, you find that the margins of their representation is extremely small. It doesn't restrict it to that. We have so many health challenges. We have so many rates of unemployment.
Getting free trade in Africa will be one of the huge and best decisions all the presidents among the countries, among the continent can take. That will help like this, the people from South Africa, also to East Africa, Central Africa, North of Africa, to develop the intent to change all the trade, all the goods that we have, all the, maybe I would say the competence that we have in the country to help to grow the other part of the rest of the country who are not, I would say, quite developed.
Mthatha and his colleagues from Kenya traveled into South Africa without a visa. Mthatha has urged other African states to follow South Africa and break the barriers within the continent.
Our travel from Kenya with my colleague by the name Yvonne, who I came with her here, was very easy. There was no visa application. There was no a long process for us to apply and wait to get the visa to this country. So I want to thank them for taking up this initiative. And I would like, I'd like to call upon all the heads of Africa and nation to join their hands together and break the visa barriers.
Building ethical and intergenerational leadership should be at the center to achieve free trade.
We can look at as saying, what are the trade benefits that we must put in place, including looking at the fact that there's visa requirements. Where do we make exemptions to say, if you are traveling from Botswana going to this particular country for trade purposes, let's create an enabling environment. And this is what this dialogue seeks to look at amongst the other issues. Of course, at the center is ensuring that, just like Nelson Mandela, we build an ethical and intergenerational leadership for the continent that we are part of.
Africa faces a lot of challenges, right? The most important is poverty. We need to foster Pan-Africanism as an engine for social and economic development. The Nelson Mandela Youth Dialogue, I'm happy we'll be leveraging on existing programs like the African Continental Free Trade Agreement to be able to rally youth around the continent.
These young people hope the Nelson Mandela Youth Dialogue will deliberate on many issues facing the continent: child trafficking, free access to health facilities, socio-economic and political issues that continue to have a negative impact in the economic growth of the continent. SABC News, Mthatha.